developing leaders. As you guys know, I mean, in the past we had this gas gang concept, which was really cool with people that just wanted to, you know, the give a shit gang, people that wanted young therapists who wanted to know more about the business. We invited them to look behind the curtain and see what we want. And they kind of got to the point where we were meeting with them once a year, and then we were meeting with them once a year, and it's kind of like, okay, what do we talk about this year? And we realized, again, we need to be more intentional and a little bit deliberate. As I also mentioned, this past year, there's been a couple opportunities we had that we're like, oh, this is really good, but we don't have the right person that wants to go to that area, or the person with the right skill set for the job that we're talking about. So the idea with Gas Gang here is creating the next generation of leaders. So the differences between this and the old one is there's going to be a nomination process, okay? And then we're going to go through a selection process and the structured learning module. So nomination process. Any employee who's not in this room right now is eligible, okay, for that. And you must be nominated by a coworker. Somebody must identify that person as somebody who should be sitting in this room someday. Okay, that's really the criteria that you feel. It can be you, it can be somebody that they sit next to, it can be whoever in an organization. It doesn't have to be nominated by anybody of any particular job description. And then there's a process that they'll go through. So once they're nominated, what will happen is Nancy will reach out to them and say, hey, you've been nominated to participate in this year's, the 2017-18 Gas Gang. You know, are you interested? Okay, give them a little information sheet that describes what it is and what it entails, what the commitment is. Okay, if they're interested, then they will participate. They will be sent out an application that they'll have to fill out. Okay, so really, what that application is going to do is we're going to look at what their work and community leadership resume is. Okay, so we are going to look at what is it that they bring to the leadership table. What are their goals? What have they done? We're also going to ask them, I mean, we don't want to make this an easy process, right? Oh, that sounds like fun, sign me up. You know, I'll go through it. Get me out of the clinic a few days a week and do these things. We want it to be somebody that's really intentional about what they want to do. So we're asking for a letter of recommendation. We're going to ask for one of those letter of recommendations to be from somebody within Rock Valley. And then we're going to also ask for a letter of recommendation of somebody from another part of their life, okay, that sees them as a potential leader. So it's going to engage them kind of in the community. And then we are going to match their professional goals and aspirations and whether we feel they reach the threshold of what we consider to be the best candidate with what our needs are as an organization. Okay, so for example, we may see that we, I can tell this to this group, one of those opportunities this year is we had an opportunity to be in the Sterling Rock Falls area. Okay, and everything, like we had the place, we had reasonable rent, we had physicians on board, we had everybody. We did not have the right person. We did not have a person, okay, for that position, okay? So again, as we go through this criteria, I know that's markets out there. We think there's an opportunity at least now, and maybe 8 other practices will be there next year, and that opportunity will go away. But so if somebody might be third on our list of, wow, of just reading the applications, what we find out in that application process, that their long-term goal is they want to, they're from Rock Falls, and they would love to move back there because them and their spouses are starting a family, and that's where they want to be the rest of their life. It's like, okay, the needs of the organization elevate that application up compared to maybe somebody who says, I only want to be in the Quad Cities, and I'm never going to leave the Quad Cities, and we look around and we already have a bench in the Quad Cities of 10 people that we would see being maybe the next people in. Does that make sense to you? So again, being a little more strategic and a little bit more deliberate about how we go about that. So what's the Gas Gang? What's the nuts and bolts? What's it going to look like? And again, I'm saying this, don't think just in the criteria of therapists here either. Okay, this is front office people. This could be somebody in a business office or somebody that's playing a role in the billing office that they feel has potential to advance and be a leader within the organization. So it's everybody is open to it who's not sitting in this room right now. So we're looking at doing a kickoff orientation. We're talking about doing the Strength Finders disc assessment, whether we do that internally or do somebody like Nicole to kind of facilitate that. But really looking at a full day of bringing people in, talking about what does leadership mean within Rock Valley, what is servant leadership, conversational capacity talk coupled with the Strength Finders. So really kicking it off in a kind of a cool way. We're looking at them doing executive one-on-ones. So They will do, I've asked Mike, Eric, and Randy, and myself for us all to pick one of like our favorite books that we wish we would have read earlier in our career as far as leadership. And then as we're making our yearly rounds, wherever those people will be, we will spend an extra hour there, and we will do a, hey, read this book, and then we want to go through it as a kind of a one-on-one. One-on-one coaching, okay? They're going to be assigned a coach, a leadership coach, okay, within the practice, and that's somebody they'll meet with once either virtually or in person, depending on where they're at. But they will meet with them once a month to kind of say, hi, how are you progressing in your leadership development, and kind of help them do that. We want to get them involved in a committee or task force. The best way to find out whether what skill set somebody brings is to give them meaningful work and ask them to help you accomplish it, okay? And seeing how do they work in that committee or group. So as we have all these initiatives you guys have seen this weekend that are happening that you may or may not be aware of until suddenly they come upon you, to realize there's 6-12 months of work in some of these things before they actually get rolled out. So involving them in that process so they can be a part of that. And then again, we're supplementing that with some outside courses. So like 2 half-day leadership courses, whether that be stuff through Dale Carnegie, online, other things that we pick. Some of it will depend on the interest and the goals as well as the needs of what we want. So this will be a year-long process. Year-long process, we're going to look for requests for nominations. We'll go out June 1st. And then we're going to look at applications. So people will nominate, and we'll reach out to them, get them applications. We'll ask for the applications and recommendations to be in by the end of the month. And then we're looking at making that selection by July 15th, and then looking at kicking off the meeting. So this will run in August to August. And again, some of that reason is at the beginning of the year is crazy busy for the end of the year. So kind of having a program in the middle of the year makes sense. It's overall, from the administrative side, a little less busy than we are at other times of the year. Eric promised to work it around his Ozark trip, so we're good to go. So, anybody got questions on that? That clear, or that hungry, or that thirsty? Which is it? I got one other slide that Todd sent me an email last night that made me do this, and I forgot to even show it, Todd. Done with this presentation, the next slide, which given the truth that people can be depended on to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them real facts and beer. Okay? I think what you got the beer, right?
I brought the beer.
I hope what you guys have seen, I get impressed just listening to the rest of the group talk about what they're doing and what they've accomplished. Really the downside of all this, of bringing talented people like Abby and Mike and Ken and even working as much as it's hard for me to say, working with Eric and Randy and the rest of the crew, is that we're getting more facts. We're making decisions these days based on facts. And the downside of that, there's no saying is of many a good argument has been ruined by somebody that actually knew what they were talking about. And that's the downside is unfortunately, when you try to have an opinion anymore in the organization, it's essential to bring along some facts with you. And I say that tongue in cheek. It's a great thing for us. Is we are making decisions based on good information, and we ask you guys for your continued input on what are the facts you guys need. What is the data you guys need to make decisions, or what are the hypotheses? What are the things you want to test to know, is this a good thing to do or is this not a good thing to do? Please don't accept when we ask for information and we ask you to support that. It's not trying to poo-poo the idea. It's simply trying to justify in an environment of finite resources. We have to decide where we invest our time and money to create the greatest return for our customers. Okay. The greatest value for our customer is going to result in the greater value for us as a company. And so that's the mindset we look at. And so again, I hope today was worthwhile for you guys coming in. Anyone that presented today would be happy, as Mike said, to dive deeper into any of the topics. I know it was from the fire hose a little bit with some of the information that came out. So please do that. And before I turn you loose to the beer and the food, is there any final questions? And we do have somebody came in. This is Jess. Jess, say hi to everybody. Okay, so Jess is here as well. as Ken was talking about, so feel free during the social hour here to introduce yourself if you don't know Jess already, or to follow up on some of the questions we talked about. So, thank you guys.